This is wealth done right. Wealth done right. On the rise. On the rise.
There's a certain room I don't get invited to anymore. The room where wealth is loud, where success is curated, where lifestyle is proof, and where the camera sees everything. And I'm okay with that because I don't perform wealth, I build it. And once I made that shift from income and image to assets and ownership, my entire strategy changed. Most people never make that shift, and that's why they stay visible, but vulnerable. For a long time, I optimized for income, closings, commissions, momentum. Residential real estate is transactional. You earn, you celebrate, you repeat. But income is fragile. It depends on market temperature, buyer confidence, interest rates, energy, and when any of that shifts, so does your lifestyle. That realization forced a hard decision and made me have a question. Was I building income or was I building ownership? Because those two are not the same. Residential real estate sells homes. Global real estate moves capital. One depends on local settlement and the other follows international liquidity, tax strategy, diversification, sovereign movement. And that's when I realized something. High earners often upgrade visibility before upgrading ownership. They get new cars, bigger houses, luxury experiences, but they don't upgrade control. And I've been there, I've done it, I've wrote the book. That was me. And you have to be intentional in curating your life. You have to unfollow people that make you spend on social media, that make you spend as your friends, because your first impression, yes, it's a lasting impression, but it seriously isn't going to determine your value. See, wealthy asset, energy, and branding are a state of being that attracts opportunities and positive experiences. What you wear, what you say, who you surround yourself with. It's a silent signal that lets people know the type of person that you are. Because like I said, you intentionally curated your life. But you don't upgrade control. And control is the real asset. That's why I shifted from transactions to positioning, from commissions to capital flow. But that was only step one. The second shift was harder because it challenged conventional wisdom. You are taught in a systemic, you are taught what wealth is, what the appearance of riches is. You see it all the time with the media. They sell you a lie. They seduce you with cars and fancy homes and a lifestyle of the rich and famous that does not teach you how to build capital. So I started questioning the conventional wisdom. I started questioning why so many professionals rely exclusively on their 401ks, their IRAs, market-tied retirement vehicles. Not because they're useless. That's not what I'm saying at all. They're good, right? In some instances, and it's okay. I mean, I have them. I understand why we use them. But because they're exposed to sentiment cycles, right? The markets are emotional. And if the markets are emotional, that means that they can go up, they can go down, and they're not stable all the time. So when confidence drops, valuations drop. And I asked myself, where does money flow when the economy contracts? Who still gets paid when fear spreads? And that's the question that changed everything for me. I mean, everything. I began studying recession-resistant cash flow. What is going to be recession proof and resistant and provide me with resistant cash flow? Not hype sectors, not trends, but funded priorities, government contracts, infrastructure, essential services, long-term agreements backed by allocated budgets. I wasn't chasing high returns. I was chasing stability under stress, because wealth isn't built in expansion cycles. It's protected in contraction cycles. And if your portfolio can't survive vitality, then it isn't wealth, it's exposure. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Performance wealth gets applause faster. I know. Like I told y'all, I've been there and I've done that. You get the accolades, the oohs and the ahs, because you perform well. They see it. It's for showmanship, right? But performance wealth gets applause faster for a reason. Asset wealth gets underestimated longer. Think about that for a second. And I'm going to repeat it. Asset wealth gets underestimated longer. The showmanship crowd upgrades optics. You see it all the time on social media, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, it's out there, even on Facebook. Whenever there's a birthday, a wedding, Valentine's Day, Christmas, we call it for the gram, right? We call it this show for the gram. And the showmanship optics just make everybody want to do more and perform more. The quiet operator upgrades ownership. One compounds ego, the other compounds equity. I'd rather compound equity than compound ego any day at this rate, because I'm seeing what income really isn't and what ownership really is. See, equity gets stronger. That's why I don't perform wealth. Performance creates pressure. You've always got to perform. And when you stop performing, there's even more pressure, right? Because if your income slows down, your performance slows down. It's a never-ending cycle. Ownership creates optionality. Now, here's the framework I use before any major move. 3 questions. The first question is, who funds it? Is it dependent on consumer emotion or structured allocation? Question number 2, does it survive vitality? If the market drops 30%, does this still function? We need to know. Number 3, does it increase control or does it increase dependency? I had a video about AI proofing your job and about dependency. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch that, because you need to know if it does increase control or if it increases dependency and what that means, what that looks like. If it strengthens my balance sheet but weakens my brand persona, I still choose the balance sheet because brand attention doesn't pay during contraction. Liquidity does. In the next video, I'll break down exactly how I evaluate government contract opportunities, including the risk most people overlook when trying to enter that space. Because there's one major mistake high earners make when shifting from income to ownership. And if you don't avoid it, you'll recreate fragility in a different form. If you're building quietly, if you're choosing control over applause, stay close. Wealth whispers, and the people who understand that don't need to shout. For a deeper and more comprehensive look into subjects like this that will help you grow your wealth, visit me on Substack, YouTube, LinkedIn, and my school community, all called Wealth Done Right.
We don't just start it, we on the rise. From 9 to 5 to sovereign skies. Building steady, building strong. Money working all night long. This is wealth done right. Wealth